What a morning here, and welcome on this Sunday morning to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Roberta Gonzalez, and we've got a great show for you today. First off, we have an entertainment power couple in the studio this morning. Golden Globe and Oscar-nominated actress Anne Archer. She is the founder of Artists for Human Rights, and her husband, Terry Jastrow, he is the author of The Trial of Prisoner 043. Welcome, both of you, to Bay Sunday. What an honor and privilege to have you here in our studios. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I just learned from you that your very first date was right here in San Francisco. What, how many years ago?
Yes, a few years ago, a few decades ago.
Long time ago.
But I love San Francisco for a variety of reasons, including that, my first date ever with Anne Archer.
Well, your book was just released this week, and we are so honored that you love San Francisco so much that you kick-started your book tour with us here in San Francisco. Tell us about your brand new book.
Yes, well, thank you. Yes, the title, as you say, is The Trial of Prisoner 043, and it imagines that George W. Bush is abducted off a golf course in Scotland and transported against his will to the International Criminal Court in The Hague to stand trial for war crimes of which he's accused in connection with the Iraq War.
Okay, so I have two questions right away. So you have prisoner 043. 43 means the president, George Bush.
Yes.
And then you said abducted in Scotland off a golf course.
Yes.
Wasn't it rumored for some time that he would never travel out of the country internationally because of international crimes?
Yes.
Like that? I thought I heard something like that.
Yes, those who are accused of international crimes find it in their best interest, if they're Americans, not to go outside of the United States because they would be subject to arrest. But you know, this is a story that takes place in the future. So he loves golf, and I don't know how much he stays in the United States. So it was a way for the International Criminal Court actually to seize him and get him put on trial.
So what inspired you to write this book?
Well, I love America, but I think we fight too many unnecessary wars. And when you think about the damage of wars, the cost of wars in human lives and wounding soldiers, both mentally and physically, and the cost to our treasury, trillions of dollars fighting these wars, and for no good reason. These wars I'm thinking about the Iraq War and perhaps even the Vietnam War. No one would say that all wars are unnecessary, because that, of course, wouldn't be true. World War I, World War II, Korean War, etc. But some wars, tragically, are unnecessary and proven to have been fought for no good reason. And I think the Iraq War falls into that basis. It was set up for all the wrong reasons. Saddam was not involved in 9/11. He did not have weapons of mass destruction. And so it was a pretext that was incorrect, false, and it baited the United States into a war. We fought that war for more than 8 years, and we killed 4,491 U.S. soldiers. It was just a lot of really tragic things that happened. And if such things are allowed to happen without the public standing up and protesting them, then we're subject to a repeat of such wars in the future.
So I think that's where Anne comes in, because you are the founder of Artists for Human Rights. How do you feel about Terry writing this book? And as just even human beings, what is our responsibility?
Well, you know, it was a big thing for him to decide to write this book, and at first I thought, wow. But then as I heard more about it, as he did extensive research on the International Criminal Court and the loss of life, over 1 million Iraqis have died in that war, 1 million people, women and children, and there are 230,000 American soldiers wounded, either mentally or physically, and you know, soldiers didn't used to die in wars, but now with better body armor, they used to die more in wars. With better body armor and the kind of medicine we have today, we save these lives, but then they need care forever, and it's tragic. So that is a human rights issue. And my organization raises awareness of human rights, and I feel that artists can change hearts and minds overnight, either with their writing, their films, their music. We have a huge responsibility, and if you look at history, great changes and great moments in any culture has been because of art, and it is the first thing that is shut down in any sort of suppressive government or during times of war. as we well know, if you look at how many books were burned and how many directors are imprisoned.
You know, both of you, I need 30 minutes to talk more about all of this, but I only have like 1 minute left, and so I have to ask you, Terry, very quickly here. How do you think your book, as more people are aware of it, is going to change our current political landscape?
Yes, well, I think the principal issue here is that my book introduces the concept and explains the concept of international criminal law and the presence of the International Criminal Court, which was essentially started by the United Nations after World War II and stands now in The Hague. And the International Criminal Court stands above all national courts when they are unable or unwilling to prosecute suspected criminals. So if the presidents don't get tried here, they could get tried on an international court basis.
That is so interesting. I want to sit around and talk some more. We're going to have to arrange you on a whole nother show for 30 minutes here. But right now, I just want to thank both of you for spending your time. We know you came from Los Angeles to visit us here in San Francisco, in fact. And Terry, there is a book signing that's going to be going on today. If you'd like to meet them and see the book, Prisoner 043, you can meet them in Corte Madera later today at 4 p.m. Coming up next on Bay Sunday, we have Detroit, the movie. You won't want to miss it. It's up next.